John Paul II died.
Christ.
And, while I was on stage.
Mid-joke,
slagging off the Pope in Dublin, in Vicar Street. Some guy at the back shouted, "He just died." And I went, "What?" And I started laughing. I could see phones just lighting up all over the place.
Imagine if every time you did that.
Well, that's exactly what I said. And then I started making jokes about lots of other people. And eventually I turned to some people going, "No, it's very disrespectful," to people going, "Yay!"
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into this great episode of the podcast, let me tell you a couple of things. Number one, patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. At the minute, that is the home of the Lazy Boys podcast with Mickey Bartlett and Willie Thompson. If you don't know what the Lazy Boys podcast is, it is this.
Your hole looks like someone dropped a gâteau on a barber's floor here. What's going on? Is that what he said?
Sound like Elvis in the ghetto.
Is that what it's called? A chocolate gâteau?
Do you remember?
Am I wrong?
Strawberry cheesecake.
Mr. Pavlova.
Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. Bonus episode every Monday. Live streaming Friday. Lazy Boys is on there some weeks. And we've got a million specials for you to watch. We're also doing Tea With Me live at the Waterfront Hall. 29th of November is sold out. So we have added the 30th lineup to be revealed closer to the time. But if you're at the live pod in Bangor, you'll know that the live Tea With Me's are great. And you can get tickets in the description below. I'm also on tour, ShaneToddComedy.com. I'm probably already on the road as this episode comes out, building up to SSE Arena, 9th and 15th November. 9th is sold out, and there's still tickets for the 15th, or the other way around. This episode of the Tea With Me podcast is sponsored by none other than our friends at NordVPN. Football season's just about to start again. The Premier League. It already has, a lot of people are saying. You might be in a place where you might want to watch Sky Sports or TNT Sports, and you might be in Cambodia, and they're going, no, you can only watch CTV, Cambodia TV, and their coverage of it, which, I'm going on a limb here, the Premier League coverage, not great.
Probably not in English either.
It's probably not in English, exactly, Dan. What you can do is get NordVPN, and you can switch your virtual location to allow you to save money on loads of things like purchasing flights, hotels, subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price. But what you can do is you can go to Cambodia, go, I'm in Birmingham, and they'll go, oh, are you? Well, here's Sky Sports, Sky Go, and then you just watch it. You can do that. I've done that before. Not Cambodia. I was in Mallorca. They have threat protection feature, which protects you from viruses, malicious malware, and phishing sites. And not the good kind of phishing, not the... One NordVPN account can be used on up to 10 devices. You can get a discount on your NordVPN plan by going to nordvpn.com/Tea With Me. Look at the link below. It gives you an extra 4 months on a 2-year plan. There's no risk with 30-day money back guarantee. We're also sponsored by none other than Manscaped, the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. Manscaped have been sponsoring the podcast since day dot. They're fantastic. They have all the products that you would need if you are a guy who likes to take care of yourself. And I've always said that. You take care of the pounds and then the penny, and you'll save money, get a mortgage. They've got everything. If you're a guy like me with facial hair, if you're a guy like me with a moustache, which I gotta get rid of tomorrow because I'm gonna be best man at a wedding.
Oh.
I don't want to overshadow the bride. If you have
Why not try the razor on it now?
Because what I would need is some other Manscaped products to first prepare the skin.
We've got all the products there. Feel free to start using them. We'll just fill.
But I would need a towel and all that kind of stuff. So
do you want me to go and grab one? Or?
No, I'm not ready to do it now. But when I do, it will be with Manscaped products. When I get rid of this moustache, I might need a sheep shear. But when I get rid of my moustache,
you'll definitely need the hedger for that.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, the scissors first.
More on an industrial scale.
And then the hedger, the real.
Yeah. Because I'm staying at my dad's because I'm going to the wedding tomorrow. And we're going out for a few drinks in Hollywood tonight. And I just worry about his plumbing when all the hair goes down the sink. But look, if you're a guy like me with a beard, or you've got a pube beard or anything like that, you go to manscaped.com, use the code T with me for 20% off and free shipping. The link is in the description. My guest, this also shout out to Ulster Sports Club for this t-shirt. Creamy pints served with love. Nice t-shirt. We're supporting local. It's not an ad. Look at the back of it. Nice redesign there. Weird way for me to show you my back. Yeah. You like it? My guest is none other than comedy royalty. He is a returning guest. Always great to have him on. This was one of those episodes we could have done 3 hours, never mind one. He is going on tour in January. We'll put a link up there if one exists yet. He is none other than Colin Murphy. There you go. That'd be a nice t-shirt too. In bigger news, I hope you don't mind me saying, but just minutes before we recorded there, you tell me you're watching an episode of First Dates. Yep. I would not have had you down as a First Dates guy. Are you into that whole world? Are you into
I love First Dates.
Right?
Genuinely like First Dates. Not like for me. No, not just some happily married.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a way to have to find out. No.
Is this something you and your wife will watch together, or are you happy to watch?
No. On my own,
yeah,
naked from the waist down, cup of tea, nothing better. I genuinely love it.
I honestly, I wouldn't. I'd say you would.
Do you watch it?
No,
oh, right.
No. I would have you down as watching like Time Team. No, I'd say you'd watch shows on like Discovery, but not even like like Discovery Turbo.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
About people taking apart.
Discovery Turbo?
Discovery Max and all this. So I could see you watching shows about they've stripped down this vintage motorcycle.
No interest in that whatsoever.
Right.
None whatsoever. Right. Men talking about pistons.
Yeah.
Fucking brake horsepower.
First Dates.
No.
But First Dates hooking into my
Time
veins.
Watch now. I did used to watch no Time Team.
Time Team.
Time Watch, different thing.
Bound to be a show called Time Watch.
There was that's anyway. Time Team I did years ago when it was Tony Robinson, got a bit of Geofizz, loved a bit of Geofizz.
What's Geofizz? Is that the co-host?
When they couldn't dig up the ground, they would go, let's get the Geofizz in. Go, Geofizz. And a man would haul a thing across. And
was that his name?
X-ray the ground. What Geofizz?
Yeah. He sounds like a guy we would have done an open mic gig with in Monaghan. Definitely Geofizz.
I did like Time Team. And then the Reconstruct stuff. I liked all that.
You ever dig anything yourself?
What do you mean dig anything?
Like would you be in
randomly go out? Do a bit of where you going up at archaeology? No skills, none. Just can't be that difficult.
But I love that. Like if I'm on the beach with my kids and they let's dig a hole, I'll get more into that than them. I love that.
Are you thinking in the back of your head I'm going to find something?
Treasure.
Yeah.
Or people, Asian people. No, Australian people. Who could be who? And by the way, I've been to Australia. Not slice head. There's loads in there. Lots of Asian people in Melbourne.
Does it exist?
Felt like Trump halfway through saying that.
No, I do like time. Hold on, the First Dates thing. I have to explain why.
Yeah,
I don't have to explain why.
No, you don't need to explain that.
Brilliant. I love it because it's.
Did you get in at the start?
I don't know.
Right, but it's a long running.
Yeah. No, I watch all whatever reruns. I'll click.
Yeah. By the way, no one's thinking you're like a fair weather fan. You were like, no, I didn't just. This is like being into a band.
Oh no, I remember when it changed the sort of the layout of the restaurant.
So this is Fred.
Yeah.
Right. So I know him from Fred, Gordon, and Gino. So you go in, it's like a restaurant. There's multiple dates going on.
Multiple first dates going on. Hidden cameras.
And is the beauty of that when someone from here's on?
No, the beauty of that is none of them are on there to be famous. It's a reality show where nobody's there to be famous. It's actually really sweet. They're just there,
to find love.
Well, a bit of a ditty, and
I've always said ditties are love.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is very true. That's a Valentine's gift there. That's just on a card. Ditties are love. That's so nice. That's why I like it, and it's great.
It's when you see from what I've seen, but like when you see I think my wife will watch it. You see like a guy who'll go, I've lost my confidence.
Yeah,
haven't been on a date in 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're just rooting for him.
Yeah.
To get the leg over.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they ever like? Is there ever a smooch or anything in the restaurant?
Yes, there's a smooching area. Apparently, there's a smoking area outside, and I've only ever seen 2 smooches in that.
Right.
Yeah, and one of them really went for it, and I was thinking, all of a sudden, it's a different show.
Yeah.
And
Once a hand goes on the face for a first snug.
is that your?
No, that's not my move.
Oh, right.
I just think that's intense for a first snug.
Look at me, you know. What did you just say to me?
One hand on the face, maybe all right. 2.
2. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's you're in big trouble then. 2. Whoa. Yeah, it's a great show. I love it.
I liked 90 Day Fiancé. Now I got into that.
What's that one?
If you like first dates and you don't know 90 Day Fiancé,
90 Day Fiancé.
you will love this. Started as an American show. People around the world get paired up where you basically like you get married at the end of 3 months if you want to, but you live like you're engaged. So they take these 2 people from around the world who have already been speaking to each other. Yeah. People apply for the show. They go, I've been speaking to this person from around the world with an online dating or whatever.
Okay.
I now want them to make a call. So what they do is 90 days, usually spend the first half of that where you live and the second half where they live. And the casting of this is unbelievable. And it's so like international. It dips in and out of different stories.
Do they try and match them up? Genuinely? Or
I think it's 1 in 4.
Like, you know, I've worked in TV, you've worked in TV. You know the producers don't work like that.
It's 1 in 4 people.
Producers will go,
Yeah.
they're going to fucking hate each other. This is going to be brilliant TV.
Who was the guy who had to go to Brazil for it? And I got him to do a cameo message for Dave. You know who I'm talking about? So there's this American guy, a dweeb of a guy who like lived with his ma for years and had been chatting to a woman in Brazil. Patrick, I think. Patrick. Speaking to a woman in Brazil. And she's from like a tiny village and they have nothing.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. And he goes out to stay with her. And God love him, he isn't cut out for the world.
This rings a bell. Go on ahead.
So yeah, he's got like small guy with glasses and
Maybe
Paul. Any name you're gonna say, I'm just gonna repeat it and point at you. But it's a name, and he goes out to Brazil and he gets himself into all sorts of, and he just can't fit in with her family, and she gets pregnant during the thing, and what it does is if they like their story, they'll follow you for years.
Child?
I think that's a question he was asking too. But this is like, at one point he runs off and they're in like a favela, and Favela. You say favela, I say favela.
Okay.
Brazilian for slum.
Favela.
What did I say?
Favela.
That was her name.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
So they're like, the camera crew are like, stay here, like don't go where we can't see you.
Yeah.
She says something to him that like hurts his feelings, and he just takes off.
Yeah.
Into like this horrific area, and they're following him around with a camera. But anyway, after the show ended, he was doing cameos. Some of them get really famous, and the guy Ed as well. Have you seen the guy with no neck?
No.
He's great. So I got Dave.
Who did they match him up with?
He was
with
with
really long neck.
I think they gave him a couple. He was living in LA. He's a wee short fat guy called Ed with no neck. Horrible guy. And it was obviously what they do is they bring in like Asian ladies from like disadvantaged backgrounds, and they're like, have fun guys.
See,
Let's document this.
All of a sudden, totally different show. The first dates. First dates, quite sweet. You know, go out for dinner. Do you like it? No, it's all right. And this one, you're human trafficking.
Yeah,
It's just...
that's what it is. I got in touch with this guy, Paul. Yeah, I think he was called Paul. Because Dave loved the 90 Day Fiancé. During COVID, that's what we were watching. Dave and his wife were watching it. So I got this guy to do a cameo video message for Dave to say happy birthday. And he was to say, like, you know, big fan of your podcast. I got him to typed everything slightly wrong. He's like, I love your podcast and all this, blah, blah. But it was supposed to be, you paid for like a 45-second video message and it was maybe 15 quid.
Yeah.
The saddest thing ever is this guy did a 10-minute video message to Dave because he had nothing else going on in his life.
Right.
But he was still in Brazil, in the favela. And he was just like walking around this rundown house,
Still lost.
giving us a tour. So he's like, "Hey Dave, blah blah." He's like, "You probably want to see the house." We didn't, but he took us through every room, and he's going through like what's going on in his life, and it's not going well. And it was the saddest thing. I don't know whatever happened to Paul, but they were making it work on Instagram because that's what they do. The
How
couples,
many rooms were in this?
like there was like 3 parts of it, but there's just shit everywhere. And he was just, he'd be like, "Oh, this is the living room," and then he would let you in intrusive thoughts. He'd be like, "This is the living room." He's like, "Crying myself to sleep at night in here," and it was just. Well, we can put some of it up. I'll send you the clip. But that's what they do.
Show me up.
The couples on this, they get well known on the show, and then they have to stay together because if they can run an Instagram page together, will you follow the rest of their journey? And then the best thing on these shows, the reunions. Oh, they get them all together.
And then they start.
Yeah, they show them footage. What did you think of the way you said they start? Then there's other couples over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that. And then they're.
You see, that's no interest to me whatsoever. This is like some sort of.
You want the.
This is like the Real Housewives of.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
trash.
Yes.
It's trash.
No, I don't like that at all. No, see, I have a short attention span. So
Yeah.
First dates is great. Blah blah blah. Boom,
Yes.
over, done. Don't care about you the rest of your lives.
Yeah.
Off you go. Bye bye.
I think there's a girl from Belfast just on Married at First. Oh, Married at First Sight's a different show.
Oh,
So
that's
do you like
another-
Married at First Sight?
No, I don't like any of
Do you know
them.
the concept of that?
Yes, but no.
But how wild is that? You show up
Yeah.
at the altar.
Yeah, but that's.
Oh, there was a guy.
But nobody. They don't. Oh.
There was a guy. There was a guy.
There must be loads of Indian couples watching that going, "Oh, nothing wrong with that." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been doing that show for years.
Yeah,
over there.
it's like all the producers going, "I got a great idea for a show." Like you just got to,
There's a guy on the UK one, and I just saw a clip. I haven't seen the show, and he played a prank as his wife was walking down the aisle, where he put in like fake teeth. So he had like 4 teeth that were horrible, and he waited. It's 10 out of 10, and she's walked down the aisle. He's a good-looking guy, but then he's like give her this smile with these like 4 teeth.
Yeah.
And her face, it's essential view. But nowadays, people are like, the comments on that are, if that came out in the early noughties, people
Yeah.
would be like, "This guy's great,
Yeah.
brilliant." But the comments are like, for him to take advantage of her and do that like that, and like, this is horrible to make her feel
He's
like
not
that.
taking this seriously.
We can't do
He's
false
He
teeth
has
anymore.
He's no respect for the concept of marriage.
She showed up in good faith
Yeah.
to this stranger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get too into reality TV, so that's why I can't watch it.
I watched one of those Real Housewives for the first time. Never really watched
I
an
didn't
episode.
even know that was still going.
Yeah, there are all sorts of. I can't remember what.
But then they tried to do it
Place
here.
this one.
Remember that the thing Tyrone or something? What was it?
What?
I Love Tyrone or something.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't really real.
No place like Tyrone.
Aye,
is that
no
it?
place like Tyrone. That rings a bell.
But it felt like they couldn't. Like, we're almost too like.
It's too
normal.
small.
We're too normal.
It's too small.
Yeah.
It's like his friend of mine always said. He said when First Dates came on, there was First Dates Ireland, lasted about 2 series. Basically, ran out of people, and
Yeah.
it's because
weren't related.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And so this guy, a comedian, and he was saying he lived in a shared house in Dublin, and he was in the kitchen making a cup of tea. And the show was about to start, and he says, "This won't work. This country is too small. There's no way this will work." And then he walked into the sitting room, and the first woman on the TV says, "I went out with her," and he had been out with her.
Yeah.
That is too small.
Have you ever been asked to do reality TV?
Have I ever been asked to do? I was approached once about doing a thing on RTE called The Farm. And it was so they got celebrities and to go and be on a farm and just do farm things.
Right.
And somebody had to wank off a pig.
Rebecca Luce
No,
on the Irish one.
yeah. Or maybe I'm getting it mixed up with that one.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, they wouldn't do that in RTE, would they? No, they wouldn't do that.
No.
No.
TV3 would have.
Yeah.
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 In fact, I think they only showed that for a while.
that's
It was
all
a
they've got
series did that.
on. This week on wanking off a pig.
I would hate to wank off. I could milk a cow, no problem. I would hate to wank off a pig.
I liked your
Well, I
That's
think it would
not
be
how
like
you milk a cow.
I think it would be like
That's how you milk a bull.
I think it'd be like, you know, the end of an ice pop.
There's a machine that they get to do it to milk
Aye,
a
but-
to milk a bull.
Yeah.
Have you seen the machine?
Jake, there's a lot of like farmers who had to pretend to be raging when they brought that machine in.
They got this fake bull that you mount. Yeah, so it mounts. Oh, fake. Sorry, sort of cow. Back
You
end.
mount the fake bull
Yeah.
as a farmer.
Oh no, that's a defense. That's a defense in court.
I don't,
Sorry,
I don't want to
I'm
run into
getting
you.
those mixed up.
I don't want to run into you in Streamville.
That's Discovery Extreme, and it's just so they have this fake sort of back end of a cow, and then the bull jumps up and and then and there's a boy inside, and he has to catch it in a big tube.
That's not where you want to be in life.
That's not what you want to do.
No.
And there was a guy at a gig once, and that's what he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he says, "I milk bulls." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he explained, and the whole room went, "Ugh."
Do you remember that time someone phoned Radio Ulster during the Jimmy Savile?
Oh yes.
What would you call it? Caper?
Inquiry?
Probably Caper's probably
Yeah.
disrespecting him
Underplaying
a little
it,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah. During that palaver where you know all the news came out, and somebody called up and said he was actually a great guy. He fixed it for me to milk a cow blindfolded. The worst thing about that is that they apologise, because I think 9 out of 10 listeners wouldn't have batted an eyelid at that, but then
No.
they had to come on and apologise.
It was and it was the total straight. It's on. It's on YouTube. You can get it. It's not.
I told the story recently. I had to apologise once from Radio Ulster for playing dance music on Easter Friday.
Good Friday.
I had to do Good Friday, yeah, which is at Easter, and I had to do a disclaimer at the start saying
Easter Friday.
I don't know anything about all that stuff. Is it
Clearly, you were playing Who Let the Dogs Out.
Good Friday? No, Good Friday.
Yeah, Good Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time are you on?
7.
Oh well, you'd be all right for that.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
I had to do a disclaimer being
3
like,
o'clock will be bad.
of all day, like, just sorry if this offends you, but we're playing dance music now. That was a genuine thing we had to do. Sorry if-
immediately.
Sorry if the scat man offends you on
But
this
what
day.
point did you have to? That was the
Before
following
the
week.
show started.
But what? So it's a pre-recorded show.
No, we were live.
I think it was live. But
I had to do a message at the start of the show and go, "Hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, it's BBC Radio Ulster, Shane Todd's Rave Lockdown. I know it's Easter Friday, or Good Friday, as some people call it, and you shouldn't laugh at those people. But we just want to say, if you something like if you want to change station or whatever, we totally understand." No, it was like, if this isn't for you, no problem.
just the next hour and a half will just explain what it would be, and that it's might not be for everybody on Easter stroke Good Friday.
No
I
way.
think that's a great way to celebrate whatever happened at Easter. He came back.
Was it like what sort of? Was it like techno or something?
Oh yeah, just what you did is what it was.
Bit of jungle, a bit of for celebrating Good Friday. Oh, yeah.
But good for Easter is when he came back,
Yeah.
right? So I mean that sounds like cause for celebration.
Yeah, that was the Sunday.
So a few big tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, why? What did he do on Friday?
Well,
Died. Did he? Oh, I get now. That's disrespectful. Bom, bom, bom. No. It should have been like David Gray, White Ladder.
it's hard to do that when you're like that. It's difficult.
It's all about the face.
That's why they were annoyed.
I get it now.
But they do call it Good Friday for whatever.
I know,
reason,
that's
so
the
Yeah,
weird
sounds
bit.
like you had a
Yeah.
show.
Don't understand that. Never understood that. Even a kid, I never understood that.
You ever gigged at any type of day where breaking news has come out or anything that has been relayed to you? You might
Mid joke, slagging off the Pope in Dublin, in Vicar Street. Midway through the joke, some guy at the back shouted, "He just died!" And I went, "What?" And I started laughing, and I could see phones just lighting up all over the place. Yeah, John Paul II died.
Christ.
And, yeah, while I was on stage, just doing.
Imagine
doing
if
a
every
joke.
time you did that.
Well, that's exactly what I said, and then I started making jokes about lots of other people.
Because I
And eventually, I turned this from people going, "No, it's very disrespectful," to people going, "Yay!" And they were shouting people out that I wanted to make a joke about them.
did do you know about Glasgowbury? You ever heard of Paddy?
Yes,
you know
Paddy,
Glasgow?
yeah.
Paddy ran a festival in Draperstown.
Yep.
It was brilliant.
Yep.
Like a mini Glastonbury in Draperstown, and I was on stage and only a couple of years into stand up, and I was awful with rowdy audiences.
Okay.
I couldn't. I remember the gig where I got over that, but for years I just couldn't. If they were talking or whatever, I could never
And
bring
it's a
them
music
back.
gig as well. It's always the worst audience.
Yeah, and it was later in the day, and I was first on.
Yeah.
And in this comedy tent, and Amy Winehouse died, and someone told me as I walked on stage, and I went, Amy Winehouse just died, but I didn't have a joke about it.
Yeah.
So I just said that, and then started doing material about, oh, my dad's a bit of a pervert about it. And you could see everybody getting their phone out to look it up
Yeah.
or talk about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
just lost them for the whole time. So that was,
Oh, yeah, you don't do that.
yeah,
You don't. You really don't do that.
yeah.
There was a
I
guy.
have nothing to say about it.
No,
Just
there's a-
giving them news.
There's a guy in the Empire on Tuesday, and he, so I was working away, there were 2 or 3 guys in this table at the front. So I asked one guy what he did, blah, blah. He said, what do you do? He says, I make documentaries. I said, all right, that's good. Well, what's sort of the last documentary you made? And he said it was for TG Cahir, Irish language station down south. And I said, what was it about? And then he started laughing. And he knew this was just going to kill the gig. And he says, it was about a guy who discovered a type of cancer. And he's going, let's move on. You know what I mean? Well, instead of,
You're like, lie about it.
if
You've
you've
made more than one.
Exactly. Well, the other thing is, if you're a bit inexperienced, you will ask him what type of cancer.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want
Yes.
to. It's
Yes.
not good.
Yeah,
You don't want to.
yeah.
You want to move away. You see exactly what you said. You walked out, gave them information that distracted them.
Yeah.
It was more interesting than you were going to be.
Yeah. I remember a gig in Larne Football Club years and years ago, and asked the guy what his tattoos were.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "They're what are your tattoos for?" And he says, "My dad," and it was like a guy with long hair and a beard and all. And I went, "Oh, your dad's a very good looking guy." He goes, "No, it's an angel to represent him. He's dead." I was like, "All right."
Look, asking anybody here what's your tattoo is a dangerous thing to do anyway. It's not. It's Andy Terry there in UDA. It's just.
I
big
don't
fun.
think I've never done reality. I auditioned for, we talked about it in the pod quite a lot, but that show Find Me the Funny, if you remember that.
Oh yes.
I auditioned, like every comedian my age auditioned for that at the time,
Yeah.
and that wasn't really reality TV, but it was as close as we've kind of got to it.
I did. I've just remembered I did do.
I love it if you were
TV.
like, I was in the first series of Big Brother.
No, I was on Love Island, and
Colin's entered the villa.
yeah. Hey, speedos. The first time when I was an actor, and I went to Edinburgh in about 1995, I think it was, 95, and I was in a play, and BBC Two were doing this thing where everybody's first fringe, so it was at least people, so it was us and someone else, and so Ahmed Jalili was one of the other people as well, actually, and so we were heading over from here, do a play called Dogman. I was playing a dog.
Someone else playing the man.
I was playing a dog who becomes a man,
Right.
and I become a man by eating my own testicles every night, 8:00. Thank you very
Was
much.
this comedy? Or was
No, fucking very serious stuff. It's a classic novel by Mikhail Bulgakov.
Hold on. Have you gone Savile?
Called Heart of a Dog. Fuck off, Bernard. I've gone Bernard. And
I don't know which is worse.
and yeah, it's all right, I'm still smoking. And
Careful on that couch.
so we were Newsnight had this wee segment following these people. So came over, filmed this, getting ready for going to Edinburgh, getting our first reviews, all that kind of thing.
What age had you been?
I don't know, but what age was I in 1995? I don't know.
Start of your career?
27, 28, something like that. And I think I just started doing open spots. I was doing a bit of stand up, but it was just a play, so there was about 6 of us in this thing. Yeah, we were on Newsnight 3 nights a week, And yes, I think it can be found on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And
Did that play go well?
It did. Yeah, it did all right. Yeah, we got some good reviews. Yeah.
And would Dogman ever come
We
back?
were down, right, so Dogman was on in this theatre, right? And a little theatre, it was called, in Morningside. And then, so we were in the downstairs in the wee studio. And then upstairs was Eartha Kitt, who was in Batman, the original Batman in the 1960s.
Right.
And she played Catwoman.
Okay.
In Batman. So Catwoman was upstairs and Batman was downstairs. Or Dogman was downstairs. It's fucking brilliant. And there were 2 plays called Dogman that year. One by this
They're
other guy.
both about the same thing.
Well, that was the thing. The other one was a kids' show.
Right.
Our
come to the wrong one.
Yeah. And there would be people come to our show thinking it was the other one.
Right,
Like a
right.
kids' show with yay. And the show would open with a screen with Battleship Potemkin, like clips of that black and white movie on the thing. And then the screen would be ripped down. And then all of us would go running out dressed as dogs and go up and hump people's legs and sniff people's crotches. And kids were screaming. And it was just... And then I'd eat my own testicles, and they were like,
And your method, right?
Oh yeah, fucking hell! It's had to eat other people's for the the run through.
Sorry about that, I'm ovulating.
Very
Sorry.
unprofessional. Do you need to be someone? Do you need to? And I would have baby beetroots. That's what we used for the testicles, floating in a jar of vinegar, so you could pick them out and hold them up and really make the most of it and bite into them. Yeah, and most of the men in the room made that noise.
Don't know if that's a fruit I would automatically.
It's more of a vegetable.
To some people.
Well,
To some
it
people.
grows
One
in
man's
the,
fruit,
in the
another
ground.
man's vegetable.
Fruit does not grow in the ground.
Depends what way you grow it. Not with that attitude, it doesn't.
It's all about attitude, isn't it? Do you go out how you garden? You're not even fucking trying to grow. Put a bit of fucking effort in.
Well, all my
Look at
farming,
the parsnips.
all my farming knowledge now comes from Clarkson's farm, which is what I'm obsessed with on TV.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible.
It is. He's an arse, but it's a great show.
I've always not hated him, but I dislike him.
He's annoying.
Everything about him I hate.
Yeah.
Then I started watching this. I went, I love him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I say it makes me think that loads of the stuff and the bluster and the shite that he comes out with is just that.
Well, exactly. This is the first time where you're seeing him,
Uh-huh.
and it still comes out the odd time, but he's likable. He's likable.
He is annoying. He would drive you. I think if he was your mate, he'd drive you fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You'd have
He's
to be
a big old
apologising
flag.
for him a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
introduce people to him for the first time,
Yes.
you go, no, like he's all right.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
just
we
don't talk
punched
about
that producer, yeah.
Yeah, don't talk about
That was
things. Yeah,
Because he couldn't get a steak.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he got a big payout, that fella.
Best way to grow steak? In the ground.
In the ground,
You heard it here
not on a
first.
tree.
No.
In the ground.
Did anyone, when you were doing Edinburgh over the years, did anybody ever come to your show that really made you
Yes,
go, oh
I had
God,
several
this-
people came to this.
Yeah.
How
I'm doing
very,
it wrong.
Very
I'm
dare
doing the
you.
whole thing
Very
wrong.
dare you.
But would anyone be... here's why I tell you why. Because next week, it'll already have gone out by the time, but I'm doing Clive Anderson's panel show.
Oh, yeah.
For Radio 4.
Which panel show? You don't know.
Talking Point or something. No, that's a tipping point. I don't know. It's one.
Oh, the arts show. Not the arts show. The what's on.
Hopefully not an art show.
Shit, what's it called? Front row. No, that's not front row. Fucking hell.
Anyway, I'm doing it in Glasgow. Yeah.
Loose ends. That's the boy. Yes.
Don't know what it is, but I'm doing it.
You're plugging a gig. That's why you're on it.
No, I'm already there. So the gig will already have happened. This is the day after the gig.
Oh,
They know I'm in town.
why are you on it? Usually people go on there to plug a gig. That's what it's for.
Well, I'll probably plug the rest of the tour.
Oh, well, there you go.
But the Glasgow date will already.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but anyway, they were like, "Will you do it?" I said, "Yep, love
Yep.
to." They said Clive is going to come to your show
Oh,
the
yes.
night before.
Oh,
Now, that is really making me nervous
it should.
because I don't think he'll be in the suit. Like he'll be in a suit.
I would presume so. I've never seen a picture of the man without a suit.
Yeah. So that's going to weird me out. But I wondered, like, for the years of doing the likes of the Fringe and Kilkenny, where we just were, which I'll talk to you about. But like, have you ever seen anybody in the audience that's particularly made you go, "Oh, flip, he or she is in"? Even
no.
another comic, you know, another comic being in the room as you do your set.
I know. I don't like it when comedians are in the room. Jesus, that's that's terrifying. Family members is another one. Can't have family anywhere near the room.
Right.
And yeah, I had the last tour. I was in Newry, and my aunt let slip that a load of my cousins were coming, and I have a big family, and they took up 2 rows, and they sat 3 rows from the front. Yeah, and all went, hey, and I went, oh, the minute I walked on, I thought, and you're
That's usually what people do.
no, but like
They applauded when you went on, and they were like,
no, they went, way. They didn't even applaud. They were like, way. Some of them looked like they didn't even want to be there. They were going, it's fucking her idea. And you're going, can't do that bit, can't do that bit, can't do that bit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the show I'm just about to start. Is I always talk about like what's happening like currently in my life, the year I'm doing the tour or whatever. But this is the first time I'm going way back. So this is family stories from growing up that I don't know why I haven't told up until now. But it's the first time I've ever had to ask, like, the double check. But then quite a few.
Are they old stories about you or about other people in your family
Both.
that have nothing to do with you?
Couple of stories that are nothing to do with me. Some that are, but everybody, they're either dead or they said it was fine.
All right, well, that's all right then. So did you tell them exactly what you're going to say, or
I said,
or did
remember
you
this
do that?
happened?
Do you remember that time
Yes.
you did the thing?
Yes.
So they don't know that you're going to go. That's the truth, and this is where it's going to end up.
There's a story where my dad nearly killed my uncle
Okay.
by accident, and that was the only one my dad's like. And then he went, it's fine, because like he's been dead for a certain amount of years now.
Because
My dad killed him. But everyone seems okay about it. But yeah, I would hate the idea that the people you're talking about would be there.
yeah. Well, see, they get
Not because of what they'll hear, just because you just wonder what they're thinking of it.
people get offended. Oh, I hate these fucking new things.
That it's stuck on.
The stuck on ones. How
But
are you
I don't.
supposed to?
I don't get that though. Why? See if you really. It's all about attitude. If you want, you pull that off.
Well, you can do that with anything.
Just imagine it's a pig. But yeah,
That's how your dad was planning to get your uncle.
I'll just wank him to death.
Yeah. Pull him inside out.
R.I.P. my uncle. But I don't like when you do pull it off. You got to do it a certain way because you don't want to see that wee tag.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get that, and then your lip hits it. So if you pull it off, you yank the whole thing like.
Fuck the environment.
Yeah, but I'll still bin that. I don't get why that's attached to that.
I think because you can recycle the whole thing.
No.
I think that's what it's for. So the whole thing's recyclable. Yeah, that's what you recyclable yolk. So they want you to keep it together.
I hate with stand up the idea that somebody I went to school with would be there. Not somebody I knew particularly well, because then my brain, what takes over in my brain is, what do you think they do now?
Is that what takes over?
Do you know what I would pay so much money
Not
for?
that they know this isn't true. This story that I am telling right now.
I would pay good money to get like a big book of everybody I went to school with, from primary school right up to secondary.
Okay.
What are they doing? I want a couple of paragraphs on everybody. What are they doing now?
Why would it have to be a big book?
Because that's loads of people.
No, it's not. It's the same class all the way
Yes,
through
but I
primary
want
school.
quite a lot of information on everybody.
Oh,
I might
right.
I might skim some of them,
Okay.
but I want like a detailed, like what have you been at? I don't want to have the conversation.
No.
I just want to.
Have you been to any reunions? Have you ever, like, has there been a reunion?
Yeah. Yes, there was a secondary school one. I would go to a primary school one, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. No, I can understand that. Because there's such a massive gap.
Yeah, and I loved primary school. I didn't really like school after primary
I
school.
didn't like either.
But I would probably go to that, I think. But there's never been one. Have you?
No, I've never been. There was one popped up on somewhere, photograph. It must have been Facebook or some sort of social media thing. And it popped up, and it was from about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I wasn't even invited. And so there were loads of people there, and I'm going, what's wrong with my class?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have gone.
I wouldn't have gone.
But you wanted to be invited, so you could have
Yes,
said
but
no.
I wasn't sure if it was all my class. I was looking at them and I was thinking, oh, wow. And they were all going, hey. And I thought, oh.
But they're your
cousins.
aunties, so
yeah. And they were all going, hey. But it looked bad because it was, they were all wearing either a check shirt, it's like a short sleeve check shirt, or a blue work shirt. That's what they were all wearing.
Yes, yeah.
All of them were wearing
Gilet,
this.
some of them over the top.
Not even a gilet. There wasn't even a gilet, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yes, Dan Patrick, and there would be.
Yeah.
And but no, it was just all these men going, way. It looked like a load of oil fellas. And someone had said, who doesn't know where they live? Yay! You know, that's. And I thought, no, they can't be. That's not my year.
But you don't.
They look way older than me.
I think that too. I think if I was at a reunion of people I went to school with, I think I would feel younger than everybody.
Yeah.
In terms of even just like the way I dress.
Yes.
And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you.
And but the way
have a
you
great style.
talk as well is because we live in a world where you only deal with media people and
Yes.
other comedians, which is incredibly juvenile.
Yeah.
And,
Yes. Yes.
even though you're adults and you've got children and you're married and you've got relationships and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Our conversations with work colleagues are entirely fucking
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah.
I go to things with my missus, right? My missus is a doctor,
Yeah.
right? And over the years, I used to go to the odd thing, right? That I'd be invited to or
Doctor
allowed
functions.
to. Doctor functions, right? And which sounds like a person, and who looks after your bits. And and the whole time I'm there, I am shitting myself
Right.
because I know I'm going to have one drink too many. They are going to tell stories, and they're sometimes, and she doesn't sometimes maybe know these people that well. They're not people she went to college. They're just colleagues.
Yes.
I hate that word,
Yes.
colleagues. And they would tell a story, and then everybody goes ha ha ha, ha. And I'm going. Ah, 'cause I don't know why it's funny. And then I go, you think that's embarrassing? Where do you hear this? And then I'll come out with
Dogman.
something like, tell you what, has anyone here ever stood in their own shit? Seriously? Anybody? And nobody, everybody goes, ha ha ha. And then I go, because here, where do you hear what happened to me? And then I launch into it. And then, because you think you can do that to real
Yes,
people.
because they're normal people.
Yes, they're real people.
Yeah.
But that's the type of stuff that
Yes.
we will tell stories to each other about completely humiliating things.
Yeah.
And to complete strangers.
Yeah.
And we think this is normal behaviour.
Yeah, I don't feel when I take my kids to soft play, I'm in with them. I'm running about. I revert back to that.
Yeah.
I'm playing because I see parents my age and younger who will sit with a book. They see that as their time to sit with. They talk to other parents, and I go, "What are you talking about?"
Do you ever do that? I'm always doing that. When you see groups of people together, like
Yes.
other like
We've had a tough quarter.
grown-ups.
What's that?
Yes. And they're work colleagues.
Yes.
And they're sitting chat, but they don't really know each other.
Yes.
And you know what? An airport is a really good place for it.
Yeah.
And hotels, when you're staying in hotels, you can see people and they're having meetings, and after the meeting, they have a bit of a
Yes.
cool down,
A Peroni,
drink.
yeah.
And they're talking, and I want to join the conversation just to see
Yes.
what are you fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Why? It's like Christians, right?
Yeah.
It's like born again Christians. I want to know what they're saying to each other that they laugh so much. Are they looking over at me going, look at him, doesn't even believe in God. Such a heathen. It's like in Ezekiel 4:14.
Oh, you.
Shut up! You set me off again. What are they talking about?
But that's the benefit of TikTok nowadays. You can see what they're talking about.
What? Christians are on TikTok?
Oh, they love it.
Do they?
Yeah. They
And what are they doing to make each other laugh?
They'll just get into like, oh, well, they might go to like festivals, like Christian festivals, and they'll just like
Music festivals.
Yeah, they'll
Okay.
have a barbecue. To be fair, the setup usually looks decent.
Oh yeah, well it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've wasted all the money on drink.
yeah. And I don't know. I think they're not really like they're not into loads of stuff. They just like the Lord and a game of frisbee. They love frisbee.
Do they?
Christians,
Love a bit of frisbee.
massive
Frisbee and bowling.
Yeah, I can see
They
that.
do. They love £10 bowling. Mad for £10 bowling. Have you ever not noticed that? If you go to a bowling alley, it's either Christians or guys that work in Chinese restaurants. That's what it is. There used to be a whole league. Used to run in Belfast. All the guys out of the Chinese restaurants would come in on a Sunday evening and play bowling.
That is a movie we need to make of the Chinese restaurant guys versus the Christians of Belfast, and it heats up. You know what I mean?
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, just TikTok now. That's a huge. The algorithm it throws up for me that it says I like is 90s football.
Right.
So I'll get like a compilation of Georgie Kincladze, and then I will get local Christian beef because people will be
Local Christian beef. What's that?
they'll be out there, you know, the usual, like walking down Royal Avenue, be like, you know, you need to be saved, people need to be saved, and talking about just how great it is, and then you'll get people commenting under that being like gay, and then they will come back to that, you know, and then because that's the thing, people make videos replying to comments, so I put up a stand-up
I don't
video.
do TikTok, see, at all.
Say I put up a stand-up video.
Because if I went on TikTok, the
You're
police
done.
would be at the door. It's just, I'm of that age.
If we put up a clip of the podcast and you write shite under it, we can make a video with that comment. So you see the comment, Colin Murphy, shite, and
Yeah.
then we're like, well, this is the problem, people. Do you know, so what TikTok does very well is it just creates content, because then someone can reply to your video of
With
you
another
talking
video.
about so it just never ends. It never ends. And the whole Christian thing's massive. And you basically have a TikTok movement of people, Christians in Belfast, and then the people who hate that and are going against them. And it's just... And meanwhile, I'm the loser in it, just sitting at home.
Watching it. And then the algorithm thinks this is what you love.
Yeah. It thinks I love that.
That's... I'm glad I'm not on TikTok. I don't like the idea of that.
I
I dropped X or Twitter, whatever it is, to drop
Yes.
all of that stuff. Instagram's the only one to do.
I just use X for football news. That's how I know you're not a football fan, but I watch Match of the Day religiously, ironically religiously, every week, and now it's just YouTube highlights, and I never thought I'd be this guy, or I just follow a couple of journalists on X. That's all I read.
See, the match. Oh, I'm in hospital at the minute, and there's a guy somewhere on the corridor that she's in, and he's an old fella, so his ringtone's unbelievably fucking loud,
Yes.
right? It's like a
Grand vowels.
500 watt PA, right? And it still takes him ages to answer
Yeah,
it, right? Because he's hitting a button to turn it off.
You got to open it.
Yeah,
the
it's
phone.
one of, you have to dial it on. You know, so, hello, and but it's Match of the Day is the theme tune, but the proper old school Match of the Day
Oh,
theme tune,
the polyphonic ringtone.
the one that I grew up with.
Yeah.
That Match
So
of the
it's
Day.
not the song; it's a ringtone of the song.
No, it's the actual.
Oh, he's got the song.
Yes,
See, I love that.
he's got that, but it rings every fucking minute and a half.
Do you know how many? Answer this quick. How many days are in Match of the Day?
One.
72.
Hey!
That's a closure of my new tour. Just giving it away. Last time you were in, you were talking about taking a break to go travel and go on some holidays and do all that.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
I did. I went to is that Barbados? I was
Yeah.
going to. Yeah.
What's that like? Is there pigs on the beach?
Hmm?
Is there pigs on the beach?
Pigs on the beach? No, chickens though.
So you thought you were like, pigs on the beach, chickens?
Yes. No, it's chickens, normal stuff.
And is anyone wanking them off?
Roosters, not hard to. It's hard. It's yeah.
Continue.
It's very.
Do chickens have dicks? What's going on down there? They have to.
Well, a cock.
Oh, a cock's a man chicken.
Yes. The clue's in the name.
So all chickens are female?
Yeah, hens. Yes. You live in the country.
Hold on.
You
What's
should
the
know
difference
this.
between a hen and a chicken?
One of them spelled HEN.
You got hens, roosters, cocks, chickens.
Yeah,
There's a lot of different
rooster,
things.
cock,
And then turkeys are getting involved.
turkey. Yeah, totally different species, but yeah.
I've never seen chickens mate. Has anyone?
Chickens mate. They're mates with other chickens.
Yeah.
They're not mates with turkeys.
And let me ask you a genuine question.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens lay eggs?
Yeah, hens lay eggs. Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, if you're going to get pedantic, right? Right, hens lay eggs.
Yeah.
I've just found that out. Hens lay eggs,
Yeah.
but what's the difference between when they lay a child egg and a breakfast egg? Because sometimes there's a child in it, and sometimes there's poached eggs.
So one of them's a car seat. And so they
But how do you know whether it's going to be a baby chicken or an egg that you eat?
that's the fun of it when you crack the egg open. I've no idea. I remember watching a program once about it was on children's TV. It was the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, and it was when we were in primary school. When I was in primary school, there was no TV in the room. There would be one TV for the whole school,
Right.
And it would be on
On
wheels.
wheels.
Yes, and
I was
when
at
that
the tail end of it.
yeah, when it was wheeled in, you were going fucking
Yes, yeah.
Teacher's got a hangover, and so it would wheel in, and there'd be educational TV on BBC Two. In the mornings, right? So and there was this documentary on, and I never forget it. And it was about chickens and eggs and production and all that kind of thing.
I'd love to see it.
Oh, it's just brilliant. But this was for kids' TV, right? And what they would do is when all the hens would lay the eggs and they would hatch, right? So all of them would hatch and all of the chicks would come along and they would have to wait a wee while because it's very difficult to, and I quote, sex a chicken.
Yeah.
When it is,
As you found out in Barbados.
yes, very difficult as it's when it's born. So you have to wait a wee while. So they wait a couple of weeks, and then they sex it, right? And there's these people, and their job is there's a big sort of box full of live chickens and little chicks, and they look at them and they go, "Whoop," and then they go, "Whoop," and then they put them in this wee box over here. If they're female, because then they can lay eggs and you can keep them, and if they're male, they go in this little thing here that cuts their heads off. And this was on the TV. This is when we were sitting going, watching this. Yeah. It's educational stuff. See, hardens you. Fucking hardens you.
Well, I know hardens you, but but why do they cut their heads off?
7 minutes.
Why do
What?
they not let them run about?
Because they're useless. Because apparently they're going to have to feed them. So then they'll grow up, and then you just got a load of cacks running around the place, and they're not going to lay any more eggs. That's it.
Shit.
I know. So we'd watch this. We're going to, and their wee heads we'd chopped off.
I was even at the generation where they were still warning you about quicksand. I'd get a video wheeled in and be like, careful, you know?
What do you mean still? What? Like a public information film?
Yeah.
About quicksand?
I remember.
Oh, was there an animated one?
Don't know. I just remember a video on the dangers of quicksand. They're like, do not mess with this.
Have you ever seen quicksand? Nobody's ever. I was used to be terrified of quicksand when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah. Because that was.
Well, it was in Tarzan films. It was in all these sort of movies
Yes.
set in jungles and things. There was always somebody getting caught in quicksand.
And swimming in like a big like thing of water. You know, climbing up a ladder and jumping into like a big.
Tank.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
You were a pool.
Yeah, but you know, they'd be like, don't break into a farm and swim in a tank. I remember these videos very
They
vividly.
didn't go in very well, did they? You didn't take much of it in. All you saw
That's what
was
I'm doing after the
swimming in a
pod.
farm. Just like, the slurry tank. Oh, that's where I go swimming in slurry tanks. No, I don't remember those. There were loads of those public information films. Always on when there was a break in kids' TV, there'd be a public information film.
I'd like to go to Barbados, and I've never been to that part of the world.
Brilliant. My missus used to live there, you see, and when she was a teenager, she lived there for about 4 years, and she hadn't been back. So yeah, it was you know, it's not good being that pasty white.
What do you do during the day there?
I mostly stay indoors,
Right.
just covered in a blanket, and I just spontaneously combust if I go outside. But no, it was lovely. It was really, really good.
Is it all that like white sand, crystal clear water?
Yep. Sea turtles, you're swimming around, and the next thing a sea turtle just pops up beside you and goes, holy fuck, and then takes off again. And the moray eels and all that sort of things, and what are they called? The barracuda.
Great band.
Loads of barracuda flying around, and you eat those and they're delicious.
Is the food unbelievable?
Food was...
See, I love seafood.
Yeah, well, that was, you like it then?
I had taken that turtle and grilled them up.
Oh, it just...
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to do that. Yeah, it was. The food was good. Yeah, it was. Seafood. Good. There's one from here. Used to be direct the Blame Game. She was a BBC producer, director, and she retired and is married to a guy from there, and that's where she lives now.
Oh, class.
So she's living out there, and he has got a little seafood shack that sells
I promise I was just about to ask you.
on the beach.
Like fish tacos and all that kind of
That's
stuff?
exactly what he sells. And on a beach out of an old disused fishing trawler.
Did you get that FOC?
What FOC?
Free of charge.
Oh, I did.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Glass bottles of Coke?
No. She makes her own rum punch.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I had rum punch with it. Yeah.
Class. I still can't get over Tim McGarry telling us he jet skied when he was out there.
Yeah.
Like, that's rent free in my head.
I know. Jet ski. But it's the idea of him like topless in a pair of Speedos
Yeah.
on a jet ski.
I think when he takes off his blazer and tie knot, there's like another suit underneath. Yeah, that was insane. How you're going on tour at the start of 2025?
2025 in January, in 25th.
You going to any places you've never been before?
I'm going to some place. I'm not going to some places I've been before.
I should have done that.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a couple of places we might need
yeah, scale that back. Yeah.
and they said to me like it was a bad thing. They're like, listen, in this 400 cap where you've sold 18,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, we might need to move that to a bigger room. I was like, I'm begging you, move it to a smaller room. Shout out to Cardiff.
To where?
Cardiff.
Oh.
I should have learned my lesson last year. By the way, I was a great Tom Jones, whether you meant it or not. I went last year and didn't sell many tickets.
Okay, and you're going back.
Yeah, and I've not sold many tickets. So I think
Is
it's
it
like,
more? Is it less tickets than last year, or less tickets than last year?
It's probably more at this stage, but it's still not enough. I've sold 18.
Okay,
I hold 400.
that's not going to cover the ferry.
Nope. William Thompson, you mean?
Yeah, well, that's another name for him.
So I shouldn't do it. But I feel like I'm doing it out of spite to the city of Cardiff now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
think I'll just go away and not come back here on tour? I'll come back.
I did. Is it in the Glee?
Yep.
Yeah, I did the Glee one night and just a club night.
Yep.
Thing, and they said, "Oh, there's an act coming on. Is it all right if they go on before you? Just I'm like, oh, yeah, okay." So I was supposed to be closing, and I said, "What's it for?" It says, "Oh, they're filming a wee thing, so they're just doing like 5 minutes on there, but most of it's backstage. They're going to be chatting to some of the people in the show." Oh, okay. And it was Rob Brydon in Cardiff,
Right.
and he did 5 minutes, and he did 20 minutes, finished with fucking Tom Jones,
Right.
the whole thing. Everybody's screaming, shouting, throwing things, and then I'm on.
Right.
They
right,
did
right.
not give two flying fucks.
Oh, I hate that.
So Cardiff, yeah.
If they want to do that, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Sell
yeah,
more
yeah.
tickets.
Yeah, and no, they didn't even know he was on. It was a surprise as well.
Joe, it was such a disheartening one last year because I was like, this could be a great room. I looked at it.
It is
went,
beautiful.
I bet you this place is great.
It is.
But tonight we're cozy. But no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're gonna descale a little bit. But I've no way of like. Sometimes a promoter will go, "Oh, They taught me how to book in the Principality Stadium." That's where I might go and see Oasis. I won't see Oasis anywhere.
Are you going to do the tickets thing?
Yeah, I'll go anywhere.
Have you done the? I saw them.
William's done it. The ballot.
Yeah.
So
On the ballot, that means you could get a ticket for any of the gigs.
I think so.
Okay.
There's 1 million tickets for the ballot.
Shit.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so they have a maximum of 1 million they'll sell to people that have entered the ballot, and someone told me 8 million people have entered so far.
But you have to pay the full price if you get chosen.
I think so.
There's no
I think
you've won a
so.
ticket. You know that.
I think what I'm hoping is they just announce.
How much are the tickets?
When they announced it, I was like, "Oh, that's crazy!" Like 75 quid, but they could have charged anything for this.
Yeah.
So it's actually not terrible, but that's starting at 75 quid. But I think I'd like to go. Obviously, Croke Park is my preference, but I think Murrayfield in Edinburgh would be pretty good as well. I wouldn't touch Manchester. I think it'll be
it'll be carnage.
wild.
Yeah, no, it'll be.
And London, I think will be too. nice.
Yeah.
Too civil. Like there's a line.
Yeah, Scotland would be good.
Yeah.
Croke Park would be good.
Yeah, and the other one was Cardiff.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
there
yeah.
At the Principality.
I saw them in 90 whatever, supporting U2, not Zeropa tour. I was in holidays in California, and it was the first thing I ever bought online
Right.
were tickets to go and see that gig. And I was only going because Oasis were playing. It wasn't.
In what kind of venue?
In a baseball stadium.
Was it good?
Oakland Stadium in
Right.
California, and I booked it all online, and I dial up, yeah, all that, and I thought this isn't going to work, and then there was the stall was called Will Call. That's what it was called. So
Right.
I will call and collect the tickets. So this wee hatched wee woman, we wouldn't fucking think. And I said, get tickets that I booked. She went, what's the name? And there you go. And I fucking worked. Oh, we live in the future. Jet cars. Ah! And we were right up at the top. And they were on broad daylight. And they didn't get any lights. They got fuck all. And the sound was good. And nobody cared.
Right.
The only people that cared were down on the stadium, at the front,
Yes.
on the flat, on the
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
But all the people on the bleachers around us, they were all Americans and didn't know who they were, didn't give a shit.
I would like it won't happen, but I would love it if they did like some secret intimate shows to just get back. Like imagine that in Limelight 1. Where they played before, but Oasis in Limelight.
Oh no,
1.
you see, there could be because
That's what I'm
there's
thinking.
history there. You see,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what we're playing when they got number one.
They just brought out. I think it's
Definitely, maybe was it?
yeah, but I think they released it might be like Supersonic or something as a single live from the Limelight. They just brought that out on their like Spotify and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so you never know. Old time's sake.
I would love that.
You know, I'm pretty sure these aren't going to happen. I'm pretty sure.
You think?
They're going to sell all these tickets, and then Liam's going to go fuck off, and that's going to be it.
But
And
I
it
think
won't happen.
I think Noel's going through a divorce, so I think that's because for years he's like, no way, and then he's like, we're back, let's do these shows. But they're going to announce, I think, 3 more Croke Parks. People are telling me.
Yeah,
They'll do
and
5
it'll
Croke
be all
Parks.
over them. Be all over them. Did they ever get big in America?
I think they'd be bigger now than they ever were in America.
Yeah.
Because they did like an MTV Unplugged, which is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nirvana did the iconic one, but they did one of those. I think they were big. I think they just probably didn't spend enough time there. That's when you actually would have needed to have been there, probably, as opposed to social media and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know if I could be arsed. I saw them the first time around and it was good and that was it, but it was before they brought out that shitty last album. And
I went to see Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds in the
Oh.
SSE,
Why'd you do that?
and a guy, free tickets, and a guy sat beside us. We're up quite high, and he was by himself, and he had binoculars and a notepad with him.
Okay.
And he sat down beside me and my mate Lawrence,
Yeah.
and I said, I think he is here for some sort of spectacular bird show. Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. I said, don't rule out the fact that this guy thinks that this is some sort of live bird show. And he was like,
After every song, he pulls out a pigeon and lets it go. And he has to identify it. Oh, fucking hell.
Lawrence goes, no, that obviously won't be the case.
Yeah.
I went, I'm telling you, he's by himself and he's got binoculars and he's buzzing. And Noel Gallagher came out, maybe had done 2 songs, and the guy started going. And by about the 3rd or 4th song, he was ripping and left. And I went, he thought he was coming to see a bird show. And that haunts my dreams. And God love that man.
I went to see Pet Shop Boys.
Oh,
It was brilliant. Were you there? Were you going to see it?
no, I just love the Pet Shop Boys.
Brilliant. And so
Where was this?
in
SSE?
yeah,
Right.
recently. And weirdest collection of people I've ever seen.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Dave
yeah.
In my life.
Yeah.
right? And a lot of people, obviously big fans from first time round. And an unnerving number of on rollators.
Right.
And various types of walking aids.
Yeah.
And you were thinking, fucking hell. And then lots of younger ones as well, lots of young people. And there was this weird family that we were watching before we went into the, because there was some fucking house DJ thing, like probably playing a rerun of your show. And so it's just going on, and I thought I can't be arsed with that. So we outside having a wee drink, and it was this family, and exactly what you're saying. I'm thinking they think this is some sort of pet show. Because they were all wearing, anoraks.
Yeah.
And in a very...
If the coat's still on.
I don't mean to say this again, but I'm not having a go at people who are born again Christians, but that's exactly what they look like. They look like very straight-laced people. Very, very sensible, straight-laced, lovely, but, don't like to take a risk kind of people.
Yeah.
And they were wearing like these cagoules and they're all zipped up. And it was all glass and Birkenstocks and the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And they had sandwiches with them.
Right.
Wrapped up in tinfoil.
Tinfoil, I was thinking it.
The daughter was about maybe 22, and the mum and dad were roughly my age, and all hair over and type of people that call each other mother and father in front of the children, and even when the children aren't there, call each other mother and father.
The weirdest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I imagine they do it during sex.
Yes.
That's lovely, mother. That's very lovely. Which is kind of unnerving thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
And mother, I've just come, and it's just, and oh, thank you, Father. It's that's not the first time that's been heard, and and I just genuinely thought exactly the same thing. I thought they think this is some sort of exhibition.
Now, who's weirder in that situation? Them for bringing tinfoil sandwiches, or you looking at them for 20 minutes thinking of them?
Oh, I do all
calling
that.
each other mother and father in bed.
I have whole scenarios about people's lives.
Were the Pet Shop Boys good?
Brilliant.
Do you want to hear my impression?
Oh, go. He's 70, by the way. He was
Nintendo?
70 about 2 weeks after the gig, and his voice was amazing.
So I'll do like the West End Girls, a bit of the verse and then the chorus.
Okay, don't do the rappy bit.
Go
on.
Do you get awkward when people do impressions to your face?
No.
Okay. Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand that's pointed at your head. You think you're mad, right? That I could keep doing that, but then this is, and it does. People go, oh, it's James Blunt. They're similar.
Okay.
In a West End town, a dead and wild, the East End boys and West End gals.
That is very good.
West End gals.
Very good, and definitely a James Blunt thing in there.
It's James Blunt doing the Pet Shop Boys.
It is.
You're beautiful, it's true. There's a bit of crossover.
Yes, but
it's a good Neil Tennant, I think.
You need to take it down a wee notch with the,
It's a Sin is my favourite Pet Shop Boys song.
yeah.
Sorry, what do you mean take it down, like tone-wise?
In the camp.
You're saying too
camp.
It's too. You're saying my Pet Shop Boys impression is too camp.
Neil Tennant's a bit more butch than that.
Sometimes you're better off dead.
No, that's just creepy.
Sometimes you're better off dead.
Is that what your dad rang? You rang your uncle. You're better off dead.
I have free tickets. Want to see the Scissor Sisters? And by the way, this isn't like industry free tickets. This is like someone in the street had them. And me and my mate John went to see the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah,
for one of the best concerts I've been to in my life. It was brilliant.
Really? I've never heard of Scissor Sisters. No.
Yeah, it was great.
Must say.
If you think that, then you go see them. You're like, this is great.
Well, yeah, that was like Pet Shop Boys, because a friend of mine went years ago, and years ago. He said the show is amazing, and the whole, the dancers, the whole light show, everything, the props. It is a show. It was really, 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 really good.
Because I did it during the Fringe one year. I was booked to do a show, and it was in a gay bar in Edinburgh, and it was all just like bears. It was all just guys, big gay guys.
Yeah.
And the set was not going great. I was doing 7 minutes. 6 minutes in, I went, do you just want me to do West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys? And they're like, yes. And I did it, and it fucking killed. I swam out of there in a river of spunk. It was unbelievable. It was great.
But did you have to keep doing the Pet Shop Boys, or did you go back to material? Then you do another Pet Shop Boys song?
With it. I did 6 minutes of the 7 minute set of material, and then I was like, this isn't going to work, but I know what will. And it worked. It worked. So tour starts. Where's your first tour date? Do you know?
In Ballymena.
Braid.
The Braid.
I love the Braid.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
People have this weird thing about you can't gig in Ballymena. They're too.
Yes, exactly.
But they're
brilliant.
They're great.
The chat, the talk, they're not inhibited.
A hidden gem place in Larne called the Reading Rooms.
All right.
It's in St Colm's Hall.
Okay.
It's called, and it's like an old theatre. So we did it for a charity show for Action Cancer, and they went, listen, like, this venue has been used in years. It's old.
But it's beautiful.
It's wood. It's like wooden benches, tiered seating,
Yeah. Oh.
and has a small stage, and you can get like 350 into it, and it is out of this world. It's brilliant. So I did a work in progress show there.
Yeah.
Brought a couple of people with me, and it's unreal. So I'm just going to start. I'm adding that to my tour. I'm
Okay.
telling everyone,
Well-
add that.
That'll replace the place that I'm not playing in Larne this year.
I'm banned from there
What? Why?
because I used to do videos as
Larne in general?
the
you're banned
theatre,
from?
the theatre,
The one in the swimming pool.
McNeil Theatre.
Yeah, that's the one I'm not doing.
right.
Yeah.
Because I used to take the piss out of Lauren when I did my North Down character. Every punchline was Lauren, and then we couldn't get a date for a year. Maybe I'm wrong, but we couldn't. For the last like 3 years, we could never get a date to play there. They're like, we're booked up, and I was like, let me tell you right now, you're not. Cirque du Soleil aren't taking a residency.
But we used to take a piss out of Larne all the time on Blame Game.
Yes.
Because, it's easy. And
And by the way, it's other people that like get pissed off at that. See, when I've done these couple of gigs in Lauren, the only thing they want to hear outside of your material is you taking the piss out of Lauren,
slagging
and they
Lauren.
do that
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Because they're not fucking blind.
Yeah, yeah.
They know
Their McDonald's.
They
though,
know
is
where they live.
Unbelievable.
I don't
It's
go
a
to-
new
I
McDonald's
don't go to
and
Mickey D's.
state
Do
of the
you know what I
art.
can't stand in all those Mickey D's is that massive fucking iPhone that they've got, and everybody touches it when they
Yeah,
order
it's
now.
gross.
Isn't that the most
There's
minging
human
thing?
shit on that.
They're all there and they're going, what do you want? I'm going to have that, no. Do you have that? And then they go over and then they get their food and they go, with all the hands that have been touching their fucking Mickeys and all have been
Yeah.
on. And there's no sanitizers, no none. And you think, did COVID ever happen? Did you ever hear of a thing?
Yeah,
I can't go anywhere near it.
yeah.
It makes me walking in the place. I just...
You'll just order at the counter. Old
I
school.
won't go in it. I won't go
Oh,
in.
right, okay.
I don't go
Just
anywhere
avoid
near
it
it.
altogether.
Yeah.
But it's great. So kicking off from Ballymena. Braid's great.
Braid is brilliant. They're really good. They can't. You can't bring your drink in or anything. But loads of theatres do that. You can't bring your drink in.
Yeah.
And Braid's brilliant. I was in Ballymena last night actually doing a gig for Paddy McGaggy.
Yeah.
And Front Page was very good. And there and then Strabane. So I'm getting the two hard ones out of the way first.
Were you doing Ali?
Yeah, Alley Theatre. Yeah. It was a bit low in numbers last time.
Well, I once had to do it.
Don't know why. It's always sold every other year.
I did it like 5 years ago, Ali Theatre, and then moved it in. They basically went, do you want to do it in the foyer? We've not sold tickets. And I went, yes, I'm 100% fine with that.
Yeah.
And it was actually great. There's a guy standing at the window for the whole show, just like this. Messaged me after. He's like, lip read as much of that as I could. Just stood there outside, trying to lip read it. It's like a £12 ticket. Well, we'll let you in for free.
Was
to
it in
make
the
up
winter?
numbers.
Was it in the summer?
Was
it broad daylight
somewhere in
outside?
between. It was like September, October.
Yeah.
I tour at the same time every year, but next year I'm going to change it up.
Oh, what are you
So
doing?
I'll just take a longer break after this tour,
Oh.
and tour a different time of year. The year after that,
Yeah.
because it's just the same time every year. So I just want to.
I know, yeah, I'm doing January.
Shake it up a bit.
I like doing it after Christmas because then people who can't think of Christmas presents for awkward people, such as brothers, who are a nightmare to buy Christmas presents for, uncles, not a problem for your dad, and but they're awkward people that
Yes.
you don't know what to
Yeah,
buy for. Comedy tickets,
Yeah.
they're perfect thing.
And what Belfast show you know?
Opera House, because I did the Opera House for the first time last tour, and it was 3 of the best gigs I've ever had in my life.
It's
Just
incredible.
genuinely the most fun, most brilliant. The room, the noise you get back, just
Yeah.
everybody in the audience that I spoke to was gold.
Yeah, had
just it was
something.
unbelievable.
Because I used
There was
to.
a blind guy in a bright red suit with a white cane and dark glasses that slagged off a mime I did. He heckled me during the mime. I was like, "How fucking blind are you?" He says, "That's it. I won't take that. I'm going to drive home." He was just brilliant.
It's the best opera house.
Yeah,
It's
no, it
unbelievable.
was so good. It was so I'm 3 nights in there.
But that January.
In February 27th, 28th, and then the 1st of March.
Okay, well,
So
if
Thursday,
you're up
Friday,
for it,
Saturday.
we'll do one in January as well.
Yeah, that'd be
And
brilliant.
in the meantime, you're just going to be watching reality TV. People are looking for you.
You'll find me watching watching reruns of First Dates
Or Time Team.
or Time Team,
Dan,
or Gogglebox would be my other favourite.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I don't have time to watch TV. Never mind people
watching TV.
watch people watch TV.
That's very good.
Any business I've got to plug or promote at the end of the pod?
No, just join Patreon if you're still around.
Patreon.com/TeamMePodcast. Colin, thanks a million as always for
Thank you very
coming on.
much.
Let's get ready for tea with me.